The Monterey Peninsula is known to many as a tourist destination with a world-famous aquarium and some of America's best golf courses, restaurants, and coastlines. What many don't know is the idyllic towns of the peninsula were also steeped in a dark and brutal history dating back centuries. Until the Spanish arrived, the Monterey Peninsula was home to the native Ohlone tribes. Their way of life relied heavily on the abundance of the natural land, and they survived by hunting and fishing. Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo was the first European to sight Monterey Bay on his Pacific voyage in 1542, but he did not land. It was Sebastian Vizcaino in 1603 who was the first to set foot on shore, and it was he who discovered such areas as Point Pinos and the Carmel River Valley. With a small party of men, he made peaceful contact with the natives through trading. After a short visit, he set sail for the north and up the Oregon coast. He concluded that Monterey would be ripe for Spanish conquest and helped to instill visions of building a great port for the Manila galleons to cross the Pacific. However, he never returned. It wasn't until 1769, over 150 years later, when the Spanish returned under the leadership of Captain Gaspar de Portola. Their intentions were to set up outposts and a mission system to lay claim to the regions. Franciscan monk Junipero Serra was among them to spread Christianity to the indigenous people. After navigating to San Diego, Portola and Serra took the land route to seek out Vizcaino's fabled Great Bay. The trek was slow, and they only averaged 2.6 miles per day. When they first arrived to the Monterey Peninsula, it must have been fogged in, because they could not see the shape of the bay, so they staked across there and continued north to Santa Cruz and San Francisco in search. They traveled back to San Diego and realized that they must have missed the bay. They took a second expedition on the ship the San Antonio on April 17, 1770, and when Serra got to what is believed to be Pacific Grove on a clear day, they saw the great Monterey Bay and held a mass. Construction on the mission began on June 3, 1770. The San Antonio sailed back to San Diego, but Junipero Serra stayed, making the Monterey Bay and the Mission San Carlos de Carmelo his home. He remained there as Father Presidente of the Alta California missions. In 1771, Serra relocated the mission to Carmel because of its fresh water and fertile soil. This became known as Mission Carmel and served as his headquarters. He is also buried on the grounds. Serra's objective of Christianizing the native people and culture held dire consequences, though. And between the years 1769 and 1834, the number of indigenous Californians dropped by an estimated 60,000. By the beginning of the 19th century, Monterey had developed into a small port town. But the end of an era was approaching as Spain's colonies in the New World were in revolt. The Mexican War of Independence began in 1810. Spain was losing control. In 1818, Argentine privateer and to some, pirate, Hippolyte Bouchard raided and sacked the missions and the Monterey Bay and retreated to the seas. 3 short years later, Mexico gained independence from Spain, after which the Carmel mission closed, allowing the natives to return to their previous way of life in a new age. However, on May 30th, 1848, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was signed, and California quickly entered into the Union, where further hostilities awaited the indigenous people. The Monterey Peninsula, though, continued to see sustained growth and prosperity, and today the beautiful bay stands as one of the most sought-after tourist destinations in the world, hosting over 1 million visitors per year.